Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name's Helena and today's video is about how to get your splits. So when I started yoga about 5 or 6 years ago, I was so far off being in the splits position. I can give you a little demonstration here. So I was probably about here, no joke. I had a lot of tightness in my calves, in my hamstrings, also around the hip flexors, which are key components of getting into your split stretch. And for quite a long time, I just thought I would never be able to do it. And now moving on, about a year and a half ago, I was quite comfortably able to come into the pose. That doesn't mean that I can come into it every day just by simply dropping into the pose, but after I've done some stretching, it's usually possible. So I'm going to show you some stretches today which have really helped me to open up around my calves, hamstrings, and hip flexors. We're going to start with today seated, and we're going to take that left foot into the inside of the right leg. We're going to draw the belly button towards the spine as we fold forward with the chest, taking the hands either around the shin, maybe around the foot, inhaling to draw the chest forward, exhaling to fold. When we've reached our maximum, allowing the head to round here. So here we should be feeling the stretch all the way from the ankle through the calf into the hamstring and into the hip. This is a really good releaser of the muscles, which you're going to need to get into your splits pose. And you can hold this here for 1 to 2 minutes, and I'd encourage you to do this a couple of times each day. Gently moving the body back up through center. We're going to come onto the opposite side, so taking that right foot into the inside of the left leg this time. We're going to draw forward with the chest, belly button towards the spine, taking the hands either around the foot, maybe around the shin, inhaling to lift the chest, and exhaling to fold. Feeling the stretch now all the way up that left leg into the hip, and allowing the body to fold and relax into the ground. Again, holding on this side for 1 to 2 minutes, and encourage a couple of times a day. And that's really going to open up those leg muscles which you need. Gently inhaling back up with the body. And this time we're going to come into our yogi squat, but just so we can set up for the next position. So the yogi squat, we're just going to take the feet hip width apart. And we're going to draw in with this left foot into the ground as we take that right foot out to the side. And here we're going to give you an opportunity to explore. So taking the hands out in front of us, moving around with the hands, and noticing how that's going to feel on the different parts of the inside of this left leg. Maybe coming to a position which you feel comfortable with both forearms onto the ground, where you're drawing the chest in towards the ground. And practicing with taking the toes into the face and then pointing with the toes. When you've had a good explore on one side, again, I'd recommend about 1 to 2 minutes. Moving over to the opposite side, using the hands to do so. And then this time taking that left leg out straight, keeping those right toes faced forward as you would do so in your Malasana, your yogi squat. Maybe taking the forearms onto the ground, having a good explore here. Allowing the chest to round only when you feel that you've reached your maximum with that straight spine. And then once you've had that good explore here, and please do stop the video to do so, coming back through to center. This time I'm going to lift with those hips towards the ceiling, pointing with the fingertips towards the ground, taking the hands on the hips for a moment and then folding down. Maybe taking the hands behind the body if you're a little bit more advanced, dropping those hands forward and noticing how it feels here on the insides of the legs as well as all the way into the backs of these calves and hamstrings. Allowing the chest to face towards the back of the room and a micro bend in the knees, especially if you feel any pain behind the legs. Taking another deep breath here before dropping the hands onto the ground in front of you. Moving the body slowly back through to center. Dropping that left knee to the ground, coming into our low level lunge. So here we want to have our right knee stacked above our right ankle. We want it never to go beyond the big toe. Here we're going to be drawing the hands either to the hips or up and ahead. And we're going to be twisting with that left hip so it's coming forward. Rotating with the hip here. So here we're opening up with the hip flexor. Inhaling here once more. And then exhale, drawing the hands to the ground, straightening with that right leg. Coming into our half Hanuman, our half splits. Drawing the chest forward towards the big toe. And then placing the palm of the foot back to the ground, coming back into our low level lunge, maybe a little deeper this time, maybe raising with the fingertips. And then we're going to be alternating between these two poses. So this has been one of the things I really worked on to help me open up around the hip flexors and the hamstring at the same time. Taking a couple of breaths in each position is what I encourage. Finding that rhythm which feels good to you. Once you had an explore for maybe 1 to 2 minutes of doing this alternating, we're going to switch onto the other side. So to do so, we're going to move forward, rocking onto the palm of that right foot. We're going to curl under with the left toes. We're going to just swiftly move both feet facing forward until we can rock onto the opposite side. Really slick, right? Drawing that right knee towards the ground. We're going to draw those left toes towards the ground. Again, just checking in that the left ankle is just below the left knee. Taking the hands to the hips, drawing that right hip forward this time, taking the gaze in front of you. Inhaling deeply here, exhaling to draw that hip a little further round. Once you've had a bit of a play around and explore, maybe reaching with the fingertips, then taking the hands onto the ground, straightening with the legs, pointing with that left toe towards the face, coming into our half splits. And maybe here the hands don't quite comfortably reach the ground, and in which case you can keep them onto the hips. And we can always have a bend in this, a micro bend in this left knee here, especially to protect around the back of the knee if you get any knee pain. Taking another breath here. And then drawing the palm of the foot to the ground, maybe reaching up with the fingertips this time. Coming into our low level lunge. Taking a deep inhale here. Exhale, drawing the hands back to the ground, straightening with the leg and moving through these two poses at your own pace again. Again, practicing these for 1 to 2 minutes. Noticing any particular points of tension and focusing on these for a few extra moments or breaths. See if you can move with the breath rather than just moving mindlessly. And this will really help you to become more attuned to the body and what your body is going to be needing in this position. Placing the left palm of the foot back to the ground, curling under with the right toes, moving the body back through to center, facing both toes forward. And this time we're just going to explore between the two sides of the body. Bending the knees a little if we need to, and if that feels good too. And here just further releasing some of the muscles which are a little harder to get into through standard yoga poses. That's why I really like using some of these dynamic poses. When you've had a good explore, again 1 to 2 minutes is what I recommend. Drawing the sit bones back to the ground, taking the feet closer together. We'll just finish in our yogi squat here, having a bit of a play around from side to side as we open up with the groin. So thanks so much for watching. Good luck with your splits progress. Please do comment below with how it's going and send me a photo. I wish you luck. Thanks so much for watching and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.